Welcome along in, everybody, to the Red Card Radio News episode. My name is James. I support Arsenal. That's Brad. He supports Chelsea. Down below, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspur. We hope that the Red Card Radio News episode is the one-stop shop, the one place you need to come for news in and relating to the English Premier League and other competitions, sports, events that tangentially are attached and things that we care about, basically. What we're going to be talking about tonight, we got a good one, I think. As we told you guys about on yesterday's review episode, we in order to try and save some time on yesterday's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the FA Cup today, and then we've got an update from Saudi Arabia. There was it was a bit of a motorsport event in Saudi Arabia that we need to get into. And then I think we've got the semi-annual Red Card Radio deep dive into the EFL Championship.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
Semi-annual. Let's go.
Yeah. Semi-annual. All right. So
we gotta know who's coming up, right?
Exactly. Precisely. Or who's going down to League
I think
One.
We got a real big update on that one.
Well, we got all that for you. So if you're new here, if you just stumbled across us, if you saw yesterday's episode and the algorithm, told you to come to this episode, hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. All those good things really do help us out. If you're on Spotify or one of the podcast sites, hit it with a follow, 5-star review if your platform so allows. Share it with your friend, and we would be very, very grateful for all of the support. Hit us up, join our Discord, where we talk about all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so. You may not want to be mildly inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we getting two?
2 for 1?
Are we getting two?
Well, you know what? If you don't like, subscribe, rate, and review 5 stars, then what may befall upon you is that you may be really struggling in the championship and then be unable to pay your players and staff and be docked another 3 points.
Yeah. That's like what happens when the EFL is docking you points. Is that like a relegation 6 point? Is that a relegation 6-pointer?
That's a relegation 6-pointer right there. That is the definition of a relegation 6-pointer.
Where they just snatching your points.
Is when you lose a game and you also get docked 3 points.
Hold on. But what happens if the football association of your country snatches 15 points from you? That's something else.
That's a relegation 18-pointer.
What happens when you do that and you're still going to finish 4th? Is that just Juventus? Is that a farmers league? Is that a farmers league?
That's what happens when you allow electricians to play football.
All right. So let's quickly get into this FA Cup. So we had the quarterfinals take place last weekend. There were 4 matches. We had Manchester City hosting championship side Burnley. That game, I think I'd have to go back and double check what I predicted in that match, but I think I said something like 6 or 7-0 in my prediction, and that game ended 6-0 for Manchester City. So the student, being Vincent Kompany, does not get one over the master or the teacher.
He went to school.
Yeah,
he went to school that day.
He needed some remedial lessons in how to play football like Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
Or it's just that Manchester City is a machine. One of the
Whichever one you want to believe.
Sheffield United and Blackburn ends 3-2 for United.
That's the closest game of the weekend.
Closest game. Brighton just absolutely dumpster Grimsby Town 5-0. And then in the most exciting match of the weekend, Manchester United and Fulham. Game ends 3-1. The game ends 9 players for Fulham versus 11 players for Manchester United. 1 manager for Manchester United. No first-team coach for Fulham because he got red carded too. So Fulham was winning 1-0.
This is the only one to talk about,
yeah,
right?
the only one to talk about. So Fulham's winning 1-0 in the 70th minute or something like that. And United get a break. And Willian, my boy, Brad's boy, not Sean's boy, Willian, clears the ball off the line to save the goal. Jadon Sancho shoots and it's given as a corner. Chris Kavanagh points to the corner flag. VAR's having none of it. So they take a look at it and rightly judge that Willian has handled the ball. It's a handball on the line, denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity. It is a penalty plus a red card. And now
VAR did a great job here. Let's just say that again. VAR did its job.
Now, in the intervening moments, while Chris Kavanagh was looking at the screen, he walked over to the screen, looked at it for 30 seconds, looked at the Fulham bench, and just presented a red card to Marco Silva. Sent Silva off. Apparently, according to his match report, Silva had some colorful words for him and colorful words for the fourth official. Things that you would not want your mother to hear you saying. Silva denies it. Silva's like, I think Silva's exact comment to the press was, "I can't wait to read what he said. I said in the match report," something along those lines. So Silva disputes it. But then, yes, Brad.
There's match reports that the managers get to read.
I think that if you're
What?
I think if you're in the system, you get access to it.
What?
But after Kavanagh comes back on the pitch and brandishes a red card to Willian and points to the spot, everybody's boy Mitrovich just comes at him.
He's not going to be Mitrovich in very much the rest of this year.
Yo, he comes
Probably
at him.
not.
He comes at him hard. So he gets in Kavanagh's face, and Kavanagh's not having any of it. Kavanagh's trying to de-escalate and walk away, and Mitrovich kind of pushes him to get his attention. He's
Listen to me, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of like a forearm, look at me. You look at me when I'm talking to you, and into Kavanaugh's ribs. And Kavanagh takes one step back and shows him a red card with the swiftness. Now, then Mitrovich gets a little bit more animated and gets in his face, and he's pointing and he's screaming. He's probably also saying things that you would not want your mother to hear you say. Definitely not words you would hear on this podcast. Right, guys?
I never curse.
Yeah, same.
What?
Big
No,
same.
Yeah.
Big
yeah.
same.
It's
So
explicitly rated.
So the I put the explicit tag on it every week just in case, because I don't ever know.
I think that's the default.
Pretty sure I said the F word last podcast.
Yeah, you did.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
I think I did as well. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But so the FA has come out and excuse me, has announced that I need a cough button. Has announced that Fulham, they're investigating Fulham and specifically investigating Mitrovich and Marco Silva. And everyone, the consensus in the media is that Mitrovich could be suspended for at least the rest of the season.
Silva threw a water bottle
Yes.
in the direction. He chucked a water bottle in some direction towards a match official, maybe.
It's still both offenses are still undefensible.
Indefensible.
I agree. Both should be red carded. Both should probably serve a longer suspension. Where was Bruno Fernandes's red card for hitting a referee? Where was any of this on Manchester? What?
So
Where's Kavanaugh? Does anybody know where Kavanaugh's from? It's a question.
I mean, if you just took a dartboard and blew up a picture of the greater Manchester area, you would get 75% of the referees in the Premier League.
Oh. Okay, so he's from Manchester.
Yeah.
So did
Referee
Bruno
Manchester game.
shove a ref or?
Yes. He made about the same contact Mitrovich did. Mitrovich may have been a tad bit more aggressive, but not
See, it's a little different when you're just talking to I'm gonna defend Bruno here.
Thank you, because I was going to do it too.
It's a little different when you are coming up aggressively and then shove a ref than when you're oh, come on now, come on. It's the feeling is different. That's why Mitrovich got the red, because he came up so aggressively and then shoved him.
Yeah. So Bruno kind of pushed the linesman or brushed the linesman or whatever you want to do in like an annoyance. It was kind of like, come on, man, like what are you doing, kind of thing. Like get out of my way. Like
Flippantly.
yeah, it was annoyance. It was Mitrovich.
I would argue that was Mitrovich's.
No, Mitrovich came up. He was ready for a fight.
Yeah.
If this is the playground and not Old Trafford, like if this is the street, like Mitrovich is like we're throwing down. Like that was Mitrovich's energy. It wasn't like, come on, man, I think that was a bad call. It was like your mother is a goat and I think that you're the worst.
Yeah. And
I'm not disagreeing.
Father smells of elderberries.
He deserved a red. He deserved a red. Just saying. Bruno probably did too.
Okay, I think he deserved a red as well. I just don't want to see him suspended for 10 games. Like I think that's
no. I don't want that.
He's going to be.
I know.
I don't want that for. I almost said Tottenham. I don't want that for Fulham.
Well, they're gonna throw the book at Mitrovich because he's foreign. So
yep,
both of them are foreign. Silva's foreign. Yep. Mitrovich is foreign, and they're going to use this as a example to you can't show up the refs like this. We're taking a strong stance against this, and I guarantee a point of emphasis next year is gonna be you can't surround the referee. Like that the referees are going to start giving more and more yellow cards in the first month or so of the season when players come to surround the referee asking for a call.
I think that should have been from jump.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like other than the captain is the only one that's allowed to talk to the ref.
Yeah,
which is what their armband says. Yes.
That's what the rule is supposed to say. That's why back in the day you'd see the referee call the captain over and say, like, talk to the captain and then like do whatever they're doing with the player that they're cautioning. Now they just don't do it anymore.
Because what's the point of the captain's armband?
Yeah, doing the coin toss,
Nothing.
Holding the little flag, trading the flag before the game. Yeah,
nothing. There's no point of the captain armband right now.
Yeah,
because Hugo Lloris, before he got injured, wore the captain's armband, but Harry Kane was the one talking to the ref all the time.
Yeah, but to be fair, like,
I think Harry Kane's probably deputized to do that.
Like if you had to call the goalkeeper over every time you were talking, like say Son commits a foul in the attacking half,
sure,
and Michael Oliver's like, "Come on, Hugo, you got to come over and talk to me so that you can talk to Heung-min Son." Like that's untenable.
Hugo may have already retired if that was the case.
Yeah, right.
By the way, this is an aside, and we can go down this path if you guys want to.
Maybe not.
I think it's absolutely flipping ridiculous that you make a goalkeeper the captain. It's stupid. Well, the captain should be on the field.
I can see.
It's a metaphorical goalkeeper. Or a metaphorical captain, sorry.
I don't know. I think that the goalkeeper can be more involved than you think. I think
it's stupid.
To me, like I think they're organizing the team. They're sitting there and they're like they're organizing the back line and they're organizing the defensive midfielders. And if you have the ball a lot, they're standing almost at half field. You know, I don't know.
Dumb.
I think
it's dumb.
If you have like a really, really smart footballing brain as your goalkeeper and like they can see things like from the back, like it could be useful. I think to me the best positions for captain is either center back,
defensive mid, and center attacking mid.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's either your center back or your CDM. I think it's either your best center back or your number 6. I think those are the best. Captain.
Well, Xhaka's not it. Odegaard is your captain?
Odegaard is technically our captain, but effectively on the pitch, it's Xhaka. The only reason why Xhaka is not allowed to technically be the Arsenal
captain took it off.
Is because he got stripped of it. But Odegaard, that's not to say that.
No, he didn't. Well, hold on. He didn't get stripped of it. He stripped himself of it.
I mean, technically, okay. We're not going to go down this path because there's no granite.
He took it off and threw it into the stands.
No,
that is the one player that did get to come back.
Yeah, this season is a Granit Xhaka redemption story, and I am here for it.
He grew up. I was talking to Amanda. I was talking to the CFO about this. He grew up.
Yeah. I mean,
when he got to Arsenal, he was a red card waiting to happen, wild card, firecracker.
He's been a revelation since his red card at Manchester City last year, and even that was a BS red card.
And that was just
I think we all
waiting.
agree.
Yeah, I as as a rival will agree
Right,
that
that's
a
what I'm
lot
saying.
of they're just waiting on Xhaka to do something dangerous
Xhaka.
so they can give him a red card.
Yeah.
Yep, they're waiting for Xhaka,
But
and then we're just gonna be waiting for a while for Mitrovich to Mitrovich.
well,
Maybe in the championship.
James can agree on this though. Like he earned that reputation. That is not unearned.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's a little bit of it. He is.
That's not.
Yeah, like there was
something that's unfair to Xhaka. Like
some of the
when he first got there in what was it, 18?
No, I think we signed him in 2015, maybe 2016. It's been a minute. What I would say about Xhaka is that when he first came to Arsenal, he was a hothead. He got a lot of yellow cards. He got some red cards. But
it's like Romero now.
So Romero's walking into this problem where he is going to start getting ref under his reputation.
Yellows by default.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be his first offense is going to be a yellow card because he's perceived to be a dangerous player, and then like things that other people would be a yellow card for, he'll get red cards for.
Yep.
So that's always an issue.
It's a problem.
Yeah, referees judging people on reputation is an issue that happens in England far too much. Yeah, Brad.
I mean, yes, but to bring this back to Mitroviching, at least without him for the next 10, 11, 12, like starting next season, whatever it may be, Fulham are safe.
Yeah, Fulham's not going to.
Fulham are not in this relegation battle.
Nope.
They are above 40 points.
I mean,
no, they're at 39, but
they need 1 point.
Well,
they're still good. They're good.
How crazy would that be if Fulham end up in the relegation battle because of this?
I mean, technically they're not safe. Mathematically, they're not safe yet. And even getting to 40 points is not mathematically safe at the moment, I think. So what is 24 points is 17th, is 18th right now, and they've probably got 8 to 10 games left. Even if they had 8 games left, what is that, like 24 more points?
Yeah, so 30. So in 2 weeks they would be safe at 40, assuming one of them loses twice.
But not even assuming that. What I'm saying is that just because 40, like, yes, traditionally 40 points is safe, but technically they're not safe yet. Technically, and they won't be safe for a long time. But they're not going to get pulled into relegation battle. That's not happening. What I will tell you guys though is the FA Cup semi. Have you guys seen the semifinal draws?
No, sirree.
All right,
we're waiting for you to tell us.
Got them pulled up here. So we avoided the Manchester Derby semifinal. So we've got Manchester City are hosting Sheffield United. So that's good for City. They'll be in the final. And then we've got Brighton hosting Manchester United. So,
spicy.
Well, actually, and when I say hosting, everything's at Wembley. Everything's at Wembley at this point. So I think odds are we have a Manchester Derby for the FA Cup, but I would love to see Brighton. I would love to see Brighton beat United. Heck, I'd like to see Sheffield United beat City. The only thing I'm not okay with is if Sheffield United beat City and then United beat Brighton, and then it's a Sheffield Manchester United final. I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
Not about that.
I think all three of us, if we just said 1, 2, 3, name your team, and these 4, we're all cheering for Brighton.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm rooting for Brighton because that means that they've knocked United out.
We're okay. Brighton is the Red Car Radio pick for the FA Cup.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we united? Are we united in hating all Manchester teams, and we're just rooting for Brighton?
I mean, I'm okay if Sheffield United make it to the final.
Listen, it's London over everybody.
Yeah.
No, I'm not okay because
everybody.
it hurts my soul that we could have just beat Sheffield and then here we are.
That's a Tottenham problem.
I think the three of us can all agree it's London over everybody.
Yes. I meant to bring this up.
No, I'm not geographically challenged. I just hate Manchester.
I meant to bring this up yesterday. Arsenal set a record on Sunday when they beat Crystal Palace. In all of association football history in England, no team has ever won more than 9 London derbies in a single season. Has never won more than 8. Excuse me. Has never won more than 8 London derbies in a single season.
I think it was us.
Arsenal have now won but this is in all divisions of English football. So
I'm with you.
From the top to the bottom. Arsenal have Arsenal have now won 9 out of 10.
Impressive.
Arsenal have picked up 28 points out of a potential 30 points available to them in London. So that London table is looking decidedly red. Got 2 left. We got one against Chelsea and one West Ham, maybe, is the other one. So we got 2 left.
All right.
So
speaking of Sheffield, do you want to do a little championship update?
Yeah, let's do that now.
Okay. All right. Well, the teams coming up. Well, the one team coming up is decidedly Burnley.
Yeah, definitely Burnley.
Yes.
They are so far head and shoulders above the rest. They're 83 to
2 losses.
Second place is 70. They are 13 points clear.
Yeah.
They're coming up.
Yep. I mean, United look like they'll probably hold on to it. But I mean, obviously Middlesbrough is pretty close to them. But
Middlesbrough is 67.
Yeah.
67 to 70. Second place is 70. Sheffield
With a game in hand, though.
With a game in hand.
So it could be
hand, and they're up 3 points.
Could be 6 points.
So where I want to turn my attention to is the bottom.
Let's scroll down.
You love a good relegation battle.
Because I questioned Joel on this situation earlier of why is this regular? Is this normal? Is this bizarre? Is this anything? Wigan can't pay their payroll.
Yep.
They can't pay their players. They can't pay their staff, and they have infringed on that rule 4 times this year, and now have been docked 3 points, which has dropped them. They're already having a bad season, and they now have been docked 3 points. Which would have will still be in if they had those 3 points, they would still be in last place, but they would be closer.
Yeah, it would be only 1 point to.
Yes.
So this is the second year in a row that a club will have some sort of penalty and be relegated.
Yeah. Who did that?
Derby last year.
Derby was last year for financial.
It was. They went into administration.
Fair play.
Yeah. No, they went into administration. Is the problem?
Right.
Is that there's a penalty dock for going into administration.
So my question would be, is Wigan aren't recently relegated? They were in the Premier League maybe 5 to 7 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The year they won the FA Cup, they got relegated. Whatever the year they won the FA Cup.
17 or 18, 16, somewhere around right around
because
there.
Then they did play they did get to play in Europe.
So it's not like they're new to being down there. So how do we take this information?
To me,
are they just bottling?
To me, it's. Are you talking specifically about them potentially getting relegated or the financial issue?
The financial issue.
I think they kind of go hand in hand. So I can't tell you. I mean, I'm not a Wigan Athletic supporter, but my assumption would be that they've either made a couple bad signings, and that haven't panned out. They spent more money on someone than they should have, and so that's kind of thrown their books off a little bit. When the money's not going right, you're probably not signing the players that you need to, and you're going to suffer. And so their football is probably suffering because they don't have the money to support the football. And so when the football doesn't support the money, you don't get more money. And so it's just kind of this vicious circle that kind of insists upon itself. And the owner is what I would imagine the ownership group is probably not interested in spending too much more money on it, or it's kind of situation. And so to me, it seems like Wigan's either going to end up in a buyout, going to get taken over, or they might go into administration.
They just had one 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, even this year though, there was a it was last year. Sorry, it was last year. Reece James was like promoting a fundraiser from the Wigan fans, get money for the club, and like gave some of his check to it. And I think No, it may have been 2 years ago when Frank was the manager, because Frank gave money too to help Wigan, because Reece James played at Wigan on one of his loan spells. So Wigan have been in financial trouble.
Oh man, they just got promoted last year.
Are they?
Yeah,
Are they the
they
new
just
Leeds?
they just won the League One
Yeah,
League One championship.
they just came back up from League One. They okay. So I pulled up their Wikipedia. So in 2021, they narrowly they narrowly avoided relegation in 2021, and then the next year in 21-22 they won promotion back to the championship. It's just
So-
to me it seems like it's a poorly ran club. Like just looking at
Yeah.
those two things and having no other information other than the fact that they are 24th and they have failed to pay their staff for a fourth time this year. It just means that they're poorly run. Who is this chairman? Tala Al Hamad.
He wanted to change the name and change some other stuff with the club
That's
too, and they said
right.
no.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
as soon as you said Tala, I was like, he wanted to change it like the Tigers or
It's
something.
Bahraini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's chaos. Wigan's gonna go down again. Maybe they're the next quote unquote sleeping giant he can sell somebody on.
So, speaking of lower divisions, we need to talk about Wrexham.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Ooh, they know we're talking about Wrexham today. I'm always talking about Wrexham.
Spoiler alert.
So Wrexham are in a drag race with Notts County.
Ooh.
I've been keeping an eye on this all year because they're on 38 games played out of they're done. They're close to done. 24 team. Yeah, they're done. They have 94 points versus second place 91. Third place is 68.
Wow. So they coming up.
It's a drag race for these two.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds now should be owning a team that is a professional team within the top four leagues of the pyramid.
And he just inherited like $300 million more dollars.
He's got all.
He just sold. I texted Brittany and I was like, Ryan Reynolds just sold.
Billy.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds just sold Mint Mobile for $1.8 billion. And what that means for him and Rob McElhenney is that the richest owners in League 5 just got richer.
Yes. Yeah.
He has liquid cash that he can just be like, boom.
I mean, it's
and they will be officially in. They won't be for those that play FIFA. You won't have to go You won't have to go find Wrexham in the other league, other team leagues, whatever. They will be in League 2 next year. Let's go! I'm here for that Wrexham update. I like that Wrexham update. Apparently, there's also a rumor that they are coming to the States.
They should.
Summer.
I think
specifically they are coming to North Carolina this summer.
I think that's confirmed, isn't it?
I don't know if the schedule has been confirmed, but apparently they're coming to the Raleigh-Durham area.
Hell yeah.
It's a rumor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. So
I haven't seen it confirmed. I've just seen rumors. But shall we get into my favorite part of the week?
What's that?
Race week?
Race week. Racing some cars.
Oh, come on. Why do we got to talk about this?
Yeah.
We don't got to talk about.
I can make it simple. Hey guys, Red Bull won again. Hey guys,
hold on.
3 Red Bull cars were on the podium.
Time out. Wait, what?
But there is some interesting things here. There was a joke when Chico from week 1 said, "Yeah, it's really good to have all 3 Red Bull cars up here." Because Alonso got third again.
Oh, because he was.
It's a Mercedes engine, but with a Red Bull car.
Yeah.
That was the joke.
Apparently, McLaren need to be buying the Red Bull car and not the Mercedes engine.
Yeah, this is like they're struggling.
McLaren are bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Hey, but this race is actually interesting, right?
Williams bad.
Verstappen started in 15.
Verstappen, and he was stopped. He was stopped.
He was not stopping as he went through.
And it
took him 25 laps to get to second.
And he can't track down Sergio.
Did you see? Well, he made sure he got fastest lap, so he's still first in the ranking.
Yeah.
Did you hear the radio call?
Pre-production.
What's fastest lap?
We're
We
not.
don't care
We're
about
not.
that.
We're not concerned about that, Max.
I am.
Yeah.
He said, "I am so quick." But he went from like 15th to second, no time. Watching him pass Hamilton, I think the commentators were like, "This is like watching an F1 car against an
It was
F2
easy.
car."
Yeah.
But I
They
mean,
did say, they said that.
yeah.
Yeah,
They were
they
like,
did.
that's not even close.
Yeah, like it was no struggle. Like there was no like,
Nope.
oh, Bob and weave, like Alonso making moves with his car last week. No, he
Nope.
just was like straight away, DLR, boom, bye.
Well, no, but
Boom.
there's no point. I think the idea is that there's no point in wasting your battery trying to defend that, or trying because you're not going to get anything out of it. Out of trying.
Lewis didn't even get a chance to defend it. Is what we're like. It
There was-
literally
No.
was
Lewis
DRS opens up and he goes, "Phew."
Lewis chose not to try to defend it. Is what I'm
Well,
saying.
there's
no one tried to defend it because you couldn't.
saying-
yeah, the whole race. Anytime anybody tried to overtake on the pit straight, no one defended it.
That's not true. I think
Oh,
no. Lewis held off Alonso for a minute. Because Lewis got warned about overly.
well, he was doing that trying to get rid of a
Weaving.
pole from I think like
I think it was Alonso, wasn't it?
no Stroll. It
Oh,
was
okay.
Aston Martin car, but it was Stroll. Stroll was tagging right along behind him.
Yeah, and so Lewis got. So it's not that they weren't driving defensively in certain situations. It's just that there's no point in doing it against this Red Bull car.
Also,
We'll go for it.
you go first because I'm gonna talk about the end.
Okay, my biggest interest in this, I would say, is the fact that Perez put time on Verstappen.
Yeah,
And now maybe at a certain point, Verstappen's like, I probably don't have enough to chase him down. But I was really hoping that Verstappen would go balls to the wall and try and catch Perez, but he never did. It would have been really interesting if we got another safety car or a virtual safety car towards the end of the race. That would have made the race significantly more interesting between Perez and Verstappen to see how that would have played out.
because they probably would have gone for it as long as, hey, don't wreck, but go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Brad, you weren't part of the
I missed
you weren't
this.
part of pre-production, but I was saying, like, if you name, like, put them in even cars, like name the top 4 drivers.
Oh yeah, we saved F1. That's right.
Oh,
It's probably Sergio, Max, Lewis, and Fernando Alonso, and then name your 5th. It doesn't matter, but like those are if you put them in even cars, those are probably your top 4.
yeah.
And
Depends
Sergio's right with those guys. Like, he can drive the wheels off a car. He's driving Max's Red Bull and driving it better than him.
Yeah.
That car's not set up for him. That
Yeah.
car's set up for Max.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I'll do it. I'm
He's
better.
doing it well. I mean, but I you could put Sargent in that seat and he's getting podium.
All right. Here's the question.
Probably should.
So Sean and I saved F1. We took a note out of your boy Todd Bowley's playbook.
Ooh.
And what we're gonna do is we're not gonna have a North-South All-Star game. We're just gonna put everyone's gonna drive Williams. Everyone's gonna drive a Williams. We're gonna put everybody on an even playing field. And
Last year's Williams.
Yeah, last year's Williams. So not the current season.
So slow.
Yeah, and we're gonna see we're gonna have a single race, and see who wins, who reigns supreme.
Yeah.
If we're all on even playing field, if we're all on even footing, who's got it?
I still think it's Max.
I think it's Max too.
I think you can make an argument for it.
I think there's arguments to be had for Lewis. Like I
think
think Lewis has the talent and can do it.
I think there's arguments to be made for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Max is
my
like clearly a step ahead.
My point made to that was that Lando, if you give him a even car,
Oh yeah.
he's right there with those guys.
Yeah.
And that's the issue of, like, you give 10 of them the same cart.
If
And
McLaren
that's
still
where they
has
grew
this-
up doing is karting.
If McLaren is still at this point at the 20th race,
Trash cans.
Is Lando staying, or is he trying to get bought out of that contract?
Well,
ASAP?
who's gonna buy him?
Yeah, there's got to be a seat for him somewhere. Is the problem? Is
True.
that
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably
like
Who wants him? Who wants him?
Look, if Aston Martin wasn't owned by Stroll, like Alonso,
Alonso. Yeah, I see
Lando
what you're saying
combo and
there.
Aston Martin, woof, would
I
be
mean,
spicy.
it all depends at the top, like if because like there's all these rumors, and I know Lewis has come out and debunked them, and it's like, no, I'm committed to Mercedes. But like if Lewis left Mercedes and ended up at Ferrari or something like that, and then there's a space at Mercedes, like there could be domino effects where drivers move around, like that's always possible. It seems unlikely.
Personally, I feel like Lando is better skill wise than George Russell.
Yo, you take that back. I disagree, but
I'm not going to.
I think
I'm not
Lando.
going
I
to.
think Lando has more experience in F1 than George Russell does, right? Because George Russell's first season was last year in F1, and Lando had been in for this. Last year was like his second season, I think.
No,
wasn't it.
George Russell was at Williams for 2 years.
Oh, was he? Okay. So I'm just not. I just don't know.
Yeah, you need to
That's
watch
fair.
some more Drive to Survive.
That's fair.
But,
I'm new to the sport.
Yeah. No.
So I heard this funny story. Do we think this could be true? Verstappen could have the championship wrapped up in Belgium. So he wraps up the championship in Belgium, and he says, "You know what? We're on vacation for the rest of the year," and they slide Daniel Ricciardo in.
He wouldn't do that.
I understand personality-wise, no, he's winning every race. He's going to win every race. Like that's his goal is to win every race. But let's just say he does, right? Daniel Ricciardo hops in that car. There's a great chance that Daniel Ricciardo then could finish third in the race, and it would be Verstappen. Third in the championship. Verstappen, Chico, Daniel Ricciardo in a two team and a 2-car per team race. Red Bull could have 3 drivers finish in the top 3.
That would be interesting.
They could.
Like how crazy would that be if that were to actually happen?
I mean, but do we think Ricciardo has the capability to do this?
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel about him on McLaren last year, Sean? He got dunked. He got dunked on by Lando.
But I think it's one of those. I'm going to tie it back into Tottenham. It's a refuse to lose.
I mean,
versus I want to win situation.
The car plays a big part to it, obviously, because the Red Bull car is ridiculous.
If he gets in the Red Bull and he's like, I'm not losing this fucking race.
There it is.
He could absolutely. Sorry, I cursed.
It's okay, but
he could do it. Like Ricciardo has. He's proved. He's proved he has the capability to do it. Can you consistently do that every race?
But also, like we're talking about the Red Bull car against other cars in like 15 races from now. Mercedes is talking about having a very changed car in like 5 or 6 races. McLaren's going to have a different car in 5 races. It's like these teams are going to be iterating on their cars. Now, it might be not enough for them to like challenge for the constructor or the drivers' championship.
This might get spicy. I think they might be able to catch Aston Martin.
Yeah,
I think Mercedes can catch Aston Martin. I don't think anybody, because Red Bull's going to make their upgrades. Their upgrades are going to be a lot slower this year, right? Because 63% of the time that you're allotted is what they get to use in the wind tunnels and such. So like their upgrades are going to be slower, but they don't need them.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, this year their car is that's not the gut.
We did have a World Baseball Classic update coming, but I think we'll skip that for now because we're running a little bit long at this point. So I think that's all we had for tonight. Got a good championship update. So we'll be seeing who's coming up here soon. Definitely Burnley. Burnley's almost guaranteed. But I think
the company may have had the lulls from got smacked, but he's coming.
Yeah, so he can get smacked twice again next year. It's because as good as the football they're playing, like the big boys in England will still put Burnley in their place.
Yes, they will.
But yeah, so that's all we got for you guys tonight. If you are still listening and you haven't decided to subscribe yet, I think now would be the perfect time to do so. You can hit the subscribe button. You can ring the sub notification bell. You can leave a 5-star review if your podcast platform so allows. A little bit of a shorter week, a more truncated week for you guys this week because international break and international football is, especially in the February or the March after a World Cup, it's useless. Useless. The first international break after a World Cup, I don't care about. So we will be back next week with a full slate. I guess maybe we won't have a review. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe next week is truncated as well. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But we'll have more episodes for you next week. Definitely hit us back. And we would love to see you. So hit us up on Twitter. That guy who you can see in the frame right now is at KS Brad G. Sean had to step away for a second, but he's at Whiteheart_Sean. He might run back here in a second. There he is. Hit him up. Hit up Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at redcard_radio. We love to hear from you. Join our Discord. Hit us up on Twitter. All those things. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.